Sister Mary Elizabeth Lloyd and ultra-marathon runner Lisa Smith-Batchen have joined forces to run Hope Through America, 50 miles in 50 states to raise money for orphans in the U.S. and around the globe. And they join us live from Boston this morning, and that makes sense because there's a famous marathon that takes place there every year. Great to see you two.
Morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Lisa, you are president of this organization, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. But how did you come up with this idea, and how did you convince Sister Mary Beth to join in?
Well, it's easy to convince her something when she prays and gets a good answer. It just started about 6 months ago when I was thinking what I wanted to do for my 50th birthday. And to celebrate the 100 years that the religious teachers of Philippines have been in America. And a friend of mine, Ray Zahab, told me that there's 50 states in America, so 50 and 50 makes 100.
Oh, I love it.
So the numbers all make sense.
It does all make sense. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that part of the story. How fantastic. So Sister Mary Beth, when Lisa came to you, now be honest with me, and she said, okay, I want you to do 50 miles in 50 states, did you go, oh boy, I better start praying for some serious speed right now?
Took about 2 minutes.
I did pray for it, and I said to her, when we came to America, we went to Trenton, New Jersey. And then we made the mother house in Morristown, New Jersey. So I said, well, if we Google the distance between Trenton and Morristown, if it's 50 miles, God wants it.
Oh.
And we did it, and it was 50.2 miles.
Oh, my gosh.
50.2, and she said, oh, I guess we have to start 0.2 up the road. And I about fell out of my chair.
That's great. And the website, we're going to keep this up the whole time because we're going to check in with you on a regular basis. It's runhope.com, and the money you're raising goes to the Orphan Foundation of America, AIDS Orphans Rising, and the Caring House Project. I want to ask you both this question. Lisa, is there an orphan story? Is there a certain child? Is there a moment that you think of that inspires you every step you take as you're taking this on?
Well, I guess I really couldn't pick one moment. I have in my RV camper that we're driving around pictures of many orphans and pictures of my own children who are adopted. And, you know, the faces of hope that these children have of finding parents, or, you know, that they're starving to death, or that they're obese, or that they've grown up without parents and they're 18 years old and they've never had parents. My heart feels for all of them. I can't single one out or single one experience.
Oh, Lisa.
Or, single one child out at all.
Well, I didn't know that you had adopted children. Wow. How old are they? How many do you have? And that's got to be a huge part of your inspiration here.
Well, they are, and they're such a huge part of this. I have Gabby, who's 4, and Annabella, who's 7. And I hope they're watching this morning because I miss them terribly. And they are such a big part of knowing why we're helping children. And Gabby said, Mommy, how many children have we helped? And when are you coming home? And you keep up the good work. And they just really understand that helping others is such a big part of what we're all supposed to do. And it breaks my heart to see a child in need, or especially starving. It's just breaks my heart because we throw so much food away. And anyway.
No, believe me, we could do hours on this issue. And Sister Mary Beth, I mean, this is
something.
If,
when everyone cleans out the refrigerator,
okay,
that they
you know
see
what?
how much we throw away.
Well, that's going to be. How about this? That'll be the next charity that I'll help you guys with, and we'll promote that, and we'll figure out the next mission here. And Sister Mary Beth, I mean, this is you've committed your entire life, and you continue to do this every day to minister to these kids, to raise money for these kids. Tell me the thought process. I know you're doing lots of praying, but I know you're thinking about these kids every step you take. Tell me what's going through your heart and your mind, and what keeps you motivated to do this, because this is no easy task.
Yes, it isn't. But as you said, I dedicated my life to it, and I hope there's some other young women out there who might join us also. The story I think of is we had a little girl, 8 years old, and we found her. She was cooking roadkill for her little brothers and sisters. They were orphans. just awful. And so she's now in our program, and she's learning not only reading and writing, but she's learning a skill, and she wants to open her own restaurant. And I have this book, AIDS Orphans Rising, and it describes a lot of these stories about the children. And I ask everyone to pray for them, because this year there'll be 25 million orphans from AIDS. In America, almost 67,000. All over the world, just many orphans that need love and need help.